This is why I didn't come on here on Tuesday and lose my mind when the Leafs lost 7-2 to the Islanders. Because let's be honest, this team just you find ways to win most nights. They didn't have it against the Islanders. But tonight, the Leafs played a much, much better game. And they beat the Florida Panthers in Sunrise, Florida, 6-2. And improved now to 43-19-9. And the reason these games are tough against the Islanders, against Florida, against teams like the Pittsburgh Penguins, they're battling for their playoff lives. So every point, every game matters of the utmost importance to those teams. Whereas the Leafs, they know who they're playing. With the Lightning getting demolished by the Sens tonight, 7-2 in Ottawa, and the Leafs winning 6-2 tonight. The Leafs are 5 points up on the Lightning with 2 games in hand. They're in great shape. So really, I wouldn't say there's nothing to play for, but the urgency isn't there. Isn't as there as these other teams. So you know you're going to get their good punch. And I thought the Leafs weathered every storm the Panthers had tonight. Sure, they outshot the Leafs 35-27. But if you watched it, and you watched the way they controlled that third period, I thought they did a phenomenal job defensively. And that leads to the question. We talked about it earlier in the year. With Morgan Rielly on the shelf, the Leafs played some incredible defensive hockey. He comes back, and things start to go sideways, and they never really get back to that level. Morgan Rielly sits out today due to rest. Again, they're starting that load management rest stuff before the playoffs. And the Leafs overall play a sound defensive game. How many odd man rushes did the Panthers have today? I wouldn't say they had a whole lot. So that's a question. It's crazy how one guy can make it all go to garbage. But, you know, it's something that has to be talked about at some point. But let's break the game down anyways. First period. Austin Matthews getting it done. Marner with a pass into the top of the slot. Matthews walks into the wrister and a beautiful screen in front from Calle Jarnkrok. And again, it's not going to be talked about very much because of Marner getting an assist and Matthews with the snipe. And you're thinking, okay, another day in the office. But nobody talks about how that goal actually went in. With Calle Jarnkrok and the defender battling in front, Bobrovsky can't see much, and it beats him, and the Leafs got a 1-0 lead. Matthews gets the goal. Marner and Gio have assists on it at 5:05 of the first period. Great stuff. Late in the first period, just over about 5.5 to play, they're on the power play. And Matt Murray makes a ridiculous butt save. And then Chuck gets the rebound and tries to score, and Matt Murray swipes his glove across and just nabs it out of midair, and we're like, you've got to be kidding me. That is the save of the year. They go to review, and you can see the puck fully in the glove, in the meshing, in over the line. So they got to call it back, and it's a 1-1 game. That goal is at 14:25 of the first period, and we are tied at 1. Shots on goal 12-10 in favor of Florida in the period. But overall, again, the Leafs are on the road, right? Any road points you can get is important. So a 1-1 period, 1-1 game, kind of settling into it, not bad. In the second period, great job from John Tavares, battling as always, gets the puck in front to Willie Nylander, who bangs away at it. It squeaks underneath the arm of Sergei Bobrovsky, and the Leafs got the lead 2-1. That goal, I didn't even write it down, but considering the Matthews goal was less than 3 minutes in, I'm guessing it was around the 2-minute mark of the first period, or second period, and the Leafs got the lead back. It's now 2-1. Great stuff. Here we go. Less than 3 minutes into the period. Matthews wins the faceoff, right? Key thing here, wins the faceoff back to the point, and it's picked up by Justin Hall to Mark Giordano, who passes it down low to Austin Matthews, goes around the back of the net, spins at the circle, and beats Bobrovsky. That right there, like you look at the 2 goals Matthews scored in this game. They're patented Austin Matthews goals. Walks into one at the top of the circle, beautiful snapshot, beats him low glove. Nasty, great screen in front, of course. This goal, patience behind the net, comes out in front, just slings it. Just a filthy release from Matthews at the circle, and he beats Bobrovsky, I think it was short side, to give the Leafs a 2-goal lead 3-1. Matthews is double dipped, and the Leafs got a 2-goal lead. Really, really good. But you can't take your foot off the gas pedal. You know Florida's going to come back. Nick Cousins then, tough defensive coverage there. Shen kind of in no man's land, tries to get his body in front, can't do it. Backhand from Cousins, beat Murray far side. And the game is within one. It's a 3-2 hockey game. That goal is 11:43 of the second period. And by the way, the Matthews goal is assisted by Gio and Hall. So Justin Hall, fan favorite, getting the point there. But then, the Leafs, for the first time this year, and I love what people love to say, the Leafs get favored by the officials. I think Daryl Sutter said it last year. This two-man advantage late in the second period was the Leafs' first two-man advantage of the season. They brought up in the broadcast, some teams in the league have 10. The Leafs are the only team going in today who did not have a two-man advantage on the year, and they finally get one, and man, it don't take long. John Tavares behind the net, centers it to Michael Bunting, and he buries it 5-hole on Sergei Bobrovsky. It was kind of a scrambled play. Bobrovsky has no stick. Bunting beats him 5-hole, and the Leafs got a 4-2 lead. They regain their 2-goal advantage. JT and Nylander grab assist on the goal at 18:21. Nylander's got a 2-point night, so hopefully he can continue to get stuff going here. I thought he was better tonight than in games past. Really nice job from him. The Leafs go in the intermission up 4-2. Shots on goal were 13-9 in favor of Florida in the period, but it doesn't really matter because you outscored them 3-1. And in that third period, about 6 minutes to play, Alex Kerfoot, we talked about it in the Ottawa game, how he gets the shootout winner. Dude hasn't scored in like 20-odd games. He finally breaks the schneid with a goaltender in the net in regular 5-on-5 action. Kerfoot gets the goal. JT and McCabe grab it. It may not have been pretty, but Alex Kerfoot doesn't care. You see the Selly go to the bench. He's all jacked up. The fellas are jacked up for him. And that goal is at 14:23, the third period, which iced the game at 5-2. Then Mitch Marner gets the empty netter. He tried to get it to Jake McKay, or to David Kampf, excuse me. But he gets blocked in front, but Marner finds it, buries it into the empty cage, make it 6-2. So obviously he was shorthanded as well. They had a power play, right? So it's a crucial one. They score a power play goal there with like 5 minutes to play. It changes things a little bit, right? Then they got a 2-goal deficit. They pull the goalie, and then we don't know what we're going to get. So a big empty net there for Mitch Marner. Would have loved to see him actually just shoot it himself, but he tried to get David Kampf the puck. Couldn't do it. I think David Kampf did get an assist on it, though, so shout out there. That goal is at 15:49 of the third period, and the Leafs win it 6-2. A much better performance all around, and for God's sakes, I think I can speak for every single Leaf fan watching this game. When you saw Austin Matthews bent over, skating around the ice, we're all thinking, the broadcast was saying it, I was thinking it, that wrist better not be barking at him. It better not be hurting him. And then you look him going to the bench, and you're like, oh no, not the wrist. And then you see him, he's grabbing his nuts. And then you watch the replay, the puck ramps up his stick and hits him right in the cojones. And oh boy, that's never a fun one. So, I never thought I'd say this. I'm so glad the puck hit Matthews in the jewels. So happy. Because it didn't hit the wrist. That's about it. He seems okay. He's just kind of out of breath. He ends the game on the bench as you'd expect. And you win it 6-2. Matt Murray, and this is going to start being a question. He's been great on the road. The talks about Samsonov being abysmal on the road are a thing. His home road splits are through the roof. He just allowed 7 against the Islanders, albeit you're about to have a kid, right? Obviously, that's why he didn't play tonight. So you're like, okay, maybe that's his mind somewhere else. I get that, sure, fine. Also, the Leafs played abysmal. But the home road splits for Samsonov, they're a thing. Whereas Matt Murray, and you look at a good example, is his last 2 starts. Against Ottawa, in Ottawa, we all know how that game went down, how the Leafs won that in the shootout. And tonight, 2 goals on 35 shots. And he was very sound. Didn't flop around, wasn't flying around like an idiot. No, he did his job. Really sound game defensively from the Leafs, allowing everything to the outside. And Matt Murray making the stops he was supposed to make. Really good game from him. He'll probably get the start Saturday in Carolina. Obviously, back-to-back, the Leafs go to Nashville. You'll probably see Joseph Woll in that game. But you're probably going to see Matt Murray there on Saturday against Carolina. And also, that 4 goals per game over 5 games in a row, whatever the hell it was for Matt Murray, that's over. Done. Let's put it to rest, all right? Over. Shots on goal in the third period were 12-8 in favor of Florida. So obviously, like I said earlier, 35-27 for the game. Key players, the big boys got it done. They got it done. We talked about the turnovers in the last game. And Marner said it after the game. They needed to be better defensively. They were, and it just led to their offense. Matthews with a couple goals. Marner had a goal and assist. Nylander a goal and assist. JT had 3 points. Gio had a couple assists as well, and he's just having a really good year. He really is. Special teams-wise, we were 1 for 4 on our power play and scored the shorthanded empty netter. And obviously the 2-man advantage goal. They were 1 for 3, even though, let's be honest, Matt Murray, that was damn close. That would have been full-on robbery if that didn't count. But it is what it is. We move on. The next game for the Leafs is, like I said, on Saturday in Carolina. Going to be a really tough one on Saturday at 7 o'clock. All right? And then on the back-to-back, the Leafs head to Nashville to take on the Predators on Sunday at 6 p.m. Look, the Leafs did their job. The Senators helped us out and did their job against the Lightning, beating them up. The Leafs are 5 points up in the Lightning with 2 games in hand, with a chance to clinch home ice in round 1. I know we saw it last year, I get it, but no matter what, you want it. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and the game today, smack that like button. I do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button, you guys not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game? For the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Twitter and Instagram links are down below. So follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. The Discord and TikTok links are down below as well. I'm going to post a quick TikTok after this, so go check it out. The link is down below. And I will talk to you guys, okay. Jay's Edition Wednesday, so a week yesterday, doing the season preview. As for the Raptors, they're back in action tomorrow. I mean, they'll be on the court at least. I don't know who the hell's going to be playing. Scotty's in the cast now, so who knows what's going to happen. As they take on the Detroit Pistons at Scotiabank Arena tomorrow night. As for the Leafs, they're back in action, as we said, on Saturday, as they are in Carolina taking on the Hurricanes at 7 p.m. on the front night of a back-to-back. All right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the W tonight. We'll talk to you guys then.